Mr. Choose here with tray arithmetic plus some pre-algebra. We're going to simplify algebraic expressions, and this is called lesson 1A, with the distributive property. So in example 1, we have 3x plus 4y minus 2x minus y. We need to change the subtraction to plus the opposite. And it's what I would always teach my students to do whenever I was teaching middle school. And I would teach them that minus 2x really means plus negative 2x. It just keeps them from making a mistake. The minus y means plus negative y. Now we're going to combine like terms. So combining like terms, when you're simplifying an algebraic expression, I'm going to take all of the terms that have an x in them. This doesn't have an x, but this one does. And this one doesn't, so I underlined them in red. So I'm going to take those two and group them together. And then I'm going to find my terms of y now. So I'm going to take green now. There's a term of y. There's a term of y. Now I've used everything up there. Now since these have like terms, I can combine those like terms. Since this has like terms, I can combine it. So 3x plus negative 2x is 1x. The 3 plus the negative 2 is 1x. I'm going to show an extra step here. We can say that they both have x's in them, and I can factor that x out. Some people don't need to see that step, but some people do. And let's do it on this side. We're factoring out a y. What do you multiply by y to get 4y? 4. What do you multiply by y to get negative y? Negative 1. So 3 plus negative 2 is 1 times x is x. 4 plus negative 1 is 3 times y. And 1x is usually written as x plus 3y. Right there is your simplified answer. All right, example 2 is much more complicated because it does have the distributive property with that number 2. So the distributive property says that I have to take the number outside the parentheses and distribute it by multiplication. But before I do that, I want to change the minus 3b, just like I did over here, to plus a negative 3b. After I've done that, now let's distribute. So this is going to be 4 times 2a plus 4 times negative 3b. Now we're going to distribute on the right. So I have to distribute that 2 by multiplication over the 2b and the plus a. So that's 2 times 2b plus 2 times a. So the 4 times the 2a is 8a. The 4 times the negative 12b, or times the 4, let me restate that. The 4 times the negative 3b is negative 12b. The 2 times the 2b is 4b. And the 2 times a is 2a. Now we're going to do what we did here on this step. So there's just several steps before we get to it. So I'm just going to take red and I'm going to underline everything that has a term of just a in it. Those two. So I can take and I can write 8a plus 2a. And now we're going to plus. And now we're going to have the terms of b, negative 12b plus 4b. All right. So we can use what's called the associative property and say that I can combine those like terms, and I can combine those like terms. So I can factor out an a here. It's reversing the distributive property. What do you multiply by a to get 8a? 8. What do you multiply by a to get 2a? 2. So if I were to do this distributive property, I'm going to get that red amount there. Now on this side, they have a common factor of b. They've got a greater common factor than that, but we just want to just do the like term here. What do you multiply by b to get negative 12? b. You multiply by negative 12. What do you multiply by b to get 4b? 4. And if you were to reverse that using the distributive property, you would see that when I multiply the b times both of these, I end up getting what's inside. 8 plus 2 is 10a. I get a phone call right in the middle of my video. I'm not answering that phone call. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8b. Now I can write this in one other way. I can write it like this because they do mean the same thing, just like when we reverse this. All right, now here is both problems worked out. The distributive property made this one a little more difficult. Now I'm going to give you a couple of challenge problems for you to work on your own with a link for you to check them. So let me just erase this. And I'll write the two challenge problems down here. Challenge problem 1 is 4m minus 3p minus 6m plus 4p. There's challenge 1. And over here is challenge 2. Challenge 2 will be 3x plus 4 times the quantity 2x plus y plus 2 times the quantity 3 minus 2y. So this one is a simple combining like terms when you're simplifying the algebraic expression. This one you have to do the distributive property twice, and then be careful when you're combining the like terms. So there will be a link up here that will have the solution to these two challenge problems. So if you're going to pause this, get out a piece of paper, work these out, and then you want to check them, and you click on that link after you turn it back on to get the link, because the link will come in the last 20 seconds. You can do that. And then down here will be a link of the playlist of tray arithmetic problems. So I call this tray arithmetic plus because it's plus pre-algebra. We do have some simple variables in it. I am Mr. Chu. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. There would be a link in YouTube over here for you to subscribe to it. I want to help you learn the algebra. So stay tuned. You'll learn arithmetic, you'll learn algebra, and you'll see that math isn't that hard. So try these problems. I'll see you next time in Tray Arithmetic Plus.